Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the Grand Budapest Hotel. Now, this was my first viewing and my second ever Wes Anderson directed film that I have seen, along with the Phoenician Scheme. That video is up on my channel as well. It's one of my very early videos. If you want to go and watch that, go ahead. If you don't, I really don't care. Please like, subscribe, and interact with this channel, all right? Hype me up on YouTube. It's hard out here. I'm a struggling content creator. Now, before we get into the, everything about this film, I just really want to touch on the cinematography. I know this is what everybody is going to hit on with a Wes Anderson film. That's why we're playing Only Up, the funkiest game in my Steam library. And yes, I am playing this live. No, I do not know how to edit. So yes, I have restarted this about 8 different times. But I digress. Something about this film makes you want to rip your TV off the wall and throw it into the dumpster. It is so beautifully shot that it just points out all of the glaring issues with my movie watching setup. I mean, I've got a TV from like 5 years ago that I spent $300 on, and I feel like it just really didn't do this film justice. But I will say that as I go through my life and as I get nicer TVs, I think that this will be a film that I'll come back to as sort of the litmus test of like how good the TV is how good the Phoenician Scheme looks. Or not the Phoenician Scheme, the Grand Budapest Hotel. What are we talking about here? The Grand Budapest Hotel looks will be the litmus test. So, first and foremost, obviously, every single shot, so intentional. If you haven't ever seen a Wes Anderson film, if you haven't seen this one, I think it's a very good one to start with. And I think that Wes Anderson, in my 2 examples that I've seen, he's really good at playing this, like towing the line between a very, very serious story with high stakes, but it almost feels half of the time like there are no stakes at all, and that it's not even serious, it's really just completely funny. Obviously, as well, a Wes Anderson theme, I feel, is the star-studded cast of cameos. Always fun to see somebody like Owen Wilson in a place where Owen Wilson should not be. I loved that. Of course, everybody did phenomenal in this movie, but, obviously our main performance is going to come from Ralph Fiennes. Okay, I don't know how to say this guy's name. I know I've seen him before, but he plays Mr. Gustav, and he is very, very charming, and he's the reason why we have basically our entire plot of this film. He's a concierge at the Grand Budapest Hotel, which in this little world that Wes Anderson has created, they are basically like the keepers of the universe in this hotel world. And I love that allure about, a concierge back in the day used to be somebody that really ran the entire hotel to an extent. And to see it, flushed out in this way, I thought was a very endearing and I don't know, just an unexplored, I guess, sort of plot device that I had never seen. Well, of course, Mr. Gustav has to be a little bit weird. It's a Wes Anderson film, so he is banging all of his, 80-year-old guests that are staying at the hotel. He's just banging all of them. Well, he ends up getting really close with this one lady. He sends her back home. She doesn't want to go home, and then she ends up dying and leaving him this beautiful painting, which causes a ripple in the entire family. They don't want him to have this painting. They say that he's a scammer and a scumbag. And, I mean, it does sort of seem like he is, but he just seems so wholesome and endearing this entire time that he makes you believe that, everything that he's doing is above board. I'm going to take a slight pause from my thought right now. I have not done this in so long. Let's see if we can, oh no, that is not what you want to do. Let's see if we can hit this shortcut here, or will we fall back down to the ground. Oh, yeah, looks like we're going to be falling to the train here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, anyway, so, and she dies, and he ends up getting this painting, and that's kind of the entire hijinks of this film, is trying to go and get this painting and hiding it, and then he gets arrested for her murder. There's some great scenes with him in jail that I love. And also, I mean, this movie is an hour and 45 minutes long, which when I started, or an hour and 40 minutes long, I believe. When I first started watching, I was like, oh man, this is short. I feel like it's going to be so good that I want it to be longer. I think, to be honest with you, it could have been even shorter. And I only say that because there's so much going on. There's so much push and pull with the the seriousness of everything, and then the joking and all the dialogue is so quick. Gustav is talking so fast to his main man, the lobby boy, who ends up inheriting the entire Grand Budapest Hotel. This story is actually told through his narration as an old man, which I love as well, because you don't really know that at the start. It kind of gets revealed to you through like his second or third story. And so you know that Mr. Gustav ended up dying, and that he ended up inheriting this hotel somehow, but you just don't know the exact story. Oh, yep, and I really messed that one up. You just don't know the exact story, so you kind of have to piece it together, and then, of course, he does show you throughout the film exactly where you're going to go, and for me, that is straight down. I don't know if this is the greatest game to be playing while I'm making a movie review. It's making me so angry. It's been over a year since I've played this. I used to be so good. I could finish this game in less than like 40 minutes. I was that good, and I swear I'm not lying. Anyone that used to watch my stream can guarantee this. I really don't have too many thoughts on the Grand Budapest Hotel, and I think that's fine. I didn't think that it was like groundbreaking and one of my new favorite movies, and like overall as a movie. Now, I think as a piece of art, it was beautiful. Every single scene, every single shot is good enough to be a wallpaper, a screensaver. I don't think that was a problem at all. I think that was what made this movie so endearing. I just think that it was sort of, to me, a little bit like heavy on the cinematics and heavy on Gusto, and that was okay with me. I think that it was just a good movie. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, and I think that's just okay. And this past month, I've been watching a lot of films that I haven't seen for the first time, and they've really been blowing me away. I think There Will Be Blood has done a major number on me. I've probably mentioned it in every single review since I recorded that review, because it's just taken such a hold on me. I didn't think that I thought Prisoners really, really sucked at the ending, but it was so good. And I think Grand Budapest Hotel does fit in there somewhere. It just kind of hurts to go back down to a movie that I would just refer to as, a masterpiece cinematography-wise, but just like a plain old good movie. Something that you would put on, and if you ended up zoning out for about 20 minutes, you could pick back up on the plot pretty quick. So I say all that to say, I would probably give the Grand Budapest Hotel an 8.0 flat. I think that it deserves to be better than a 7, but I don't think that it really needs to be up there anywhere in the 8s. I think that Wes Anderson is a phenomenal director. I do think that I enjoyed the Phoenician Scheme more, but I want to go back and watch it now that I'm really in that, like, Wes Anderson mind frame of, oh, okay, this is how he shoots. Everybody talks so fast, and there's a plan, and somebody thinks that's a stupid plan. And there were multiple times where Gusto was like, I will never enter that building again. And then Zero, his little lobby boy assistant, would be like, well, we have to go in there soon. And he'd be like, of course, we're entering in right now. And just immediately go back on himself, which I thought was great. There were a lot of very memorable lines, and of course, very, very funny as well. Just not something groundbreaking. And I think that I'm, in the terms of a movie, a script, a plot, not the cinematography. I want to make that very, very clear. I know it's going to sound controversial. I know a lot of people hold this movie very near and dear to their heart. I just think that something like the Phoenician Scheme is a major upgrade in this sort of category and shooting style, because the story felt so much more fun to follow along with. And I think that kind of did taint my view of this film a little bit, because that's my only other Wes Anderson experience. But take that as you will. We're going to give it an 8.0. Again, thank you all for watching. I have to pause this now and go and end my recording. This is going to be a shorter video, because it's really hard for me to get into what my favorite scene or what my favorite shot was when every single thing was just bang, 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 go, go, go. So anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. There's been so much love on the channel. I am just motivated every single day to keep going, and I'm going to post this one tonight. I just made this. this evening. This is not an April Fool's joke. It is not a drill. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you soon. We'll be talking, I don't know, about another movie. I'm not sure what the next movie. Maybe one of the Saw movies. I think they're back on Netflix. Okay, bye-bye now.